Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And, man, I tell you what, after talking about chronic wasting disease, then we jump right into Mossy Oak and the good folks out there with their new streaming TV shows just about. And now we can switch back to fishing. And, you know, when we have a segment, Ron Wong doesn't even have to be in the office. You know, Ron's going to climb up some pole and send a telegram to me, if anybody knows what that is. Say that to a young person.
I'm using Morse code today.
Morse. I knew Morse very well. I didn't know his brother code, but I knew them. But, hey, we got one of our favorite husband-wife teams. You know folks out there that Bassmaster Elite Series Pro Chris Zaldane is with us. Good morning, Chris.
Larry, Ron, good morning.
Thank you, man. I know it's early in California and everything like that, but folks like to know about this, and it's always good to have Trade on with us. Good morning, Trade. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Larry.
Thank you for being with us. We want to talk about this sweepstakes because this is a pretty cool thing that you guys have come up with BASS and everything. So one of you tell us about the sweepstakes and the idea for it.
Well, it is a Bassmaster giveaway they're doing, and it's probably one of the biggest they've ever kind of got together. Me and Chris, we both run Skeeters this year, so Skeeter put a boat in, Yamaha put a motor on it, and so you can win the boat and motor package with some hummingbirds, and then on top of that, a bunch of lures and rods from Mega Bass and Santone, and what's even cooler is they're paying for whoever wins to go fishing with us up in the Thousand Islands region up in New York, which, if you guys know about that, that's probably the best smallmouth fishery, you know, on the planet right now.
And it's also
$52,000 or $52,500 is what
don't forget that $500. Yeah, don't forget that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Forget that.
Free to enter on the Bassmaster.com website. Free to enter. Just enter all your information, and they will pick a winner. August 19th is when the winner will get to fish with us.
And Ron, you know, a lot of sweepstakes come along, but the opportunity.
Larry, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of sweepstakes. But if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the very first to have a husband and wife professional fishing team putting one on themselves. And I have to tell you, you know, Trey and Chris both are so good for the industry. They're such excellent fishermen, and they know that area up in New York so well, and they've done so well up there that it would be a pure joy for anybody to be able to have the opportunity to fish with both Trade and Chris. And, you know, it's a wonderful prize, a new boat, motor, and trailer. I mean, you can't go wrong. This is a one-of-a-kind deal.
And that's what I want to. That's what I want to ask you about, Chris. About why you two? How did you two? That sounds like some kind of TV series here. Why you two?
Yeah, you know, with the recent changes in the industry and the sport, you know, there's been a lot of changes going on, right? And,
yes.
And you know what? You know, the direction of the sport and where it's heading. We aligned ourselves with Bass. Trey and I both love the Bassmaster brand. We love the high school levels, the college levels, the open levels, the Elite Series levels, and we're just completely dedicated to you know, the BASS badge, so to speak, and you know, us partnering with them, and you know, and our sponsors who are involved, who also not only sponsor us but sponsor Bass. It was just the right time, the right year. The St. Lawrence River, of course, is every single year. The weights go up and up and up. So, you know, whoever wins this sweepstakes, you know, gets to come out and go fishing with us and see how we do things and really see firsthand the contrasting styles of smallmouth fishing, you know, from a female perspective and from a male perspective. So that'll be kind of a cool thing to see there. But you know, a 6-pound smallmouth, every single time I've gone up there, I have seen and boated a 6-pound smallmouth. And who knows, maybe next year it'll be a 7-pound smallmouth.
Oh man, I'd have to have a pacemaker for sure for that. I mean, you'd have to check me out. And again, we're talking to Chris and Trey Zeldane about the sweepstakes, where you have until March 31st, if I'm not mistaken, to sign up, and then they're going to announce it somewhere around April the 8th. Which to me, that gives you, let's see, March. I got to go in May, June, July. Woo! That gives you 4 months to get excited. Whoever wins this thing. And, the cool thing is Ron Waller talked about to have you two in the boat and to have somebody they're going to fly them up there. They don't have to drive by a Trailways bus or anything like that. They're going to get all this equipment and everything and have a chance to fish with you guys. And Ron said that kind of sets this apart.
It really does. It's so super. And Trey, I'll assume you'll have some of your pink fishing rods for them to try out also, won't they?
Always. I got I got a 7-3 spinning rod that is a fantastic spy bait rod, and I put money we're throwing a lot of spy baits when we're up there that time.
Well, I know we've talked to you about your pink rods and everything like that, and I'm sure that adds to the chance to catch a fish. I mean, you're waving that pink rod over the water. You have a magical.
Smallmouth love pink.
They do love pink, yeah, and everything like that. But I know, talk about the 2019 for you guys. I'd like to know a little bit about that because as Chris kind of touched on all the changes that we got right now. Talk about what's up for you two in 2019.
Yeah, the whole deal is we've heard a lot of the phrase, the future of our sport.
Yes.
And to me, what that boils down to is, bass provides a platform for every age level, every skill level. And heck, whoever wins that sweepstakes, Skeeter Yamaha Humminbird is putting up this package.
Yeah.
And it's a tournament-ready boat. And whoever wins that boat, whether you're 18 years old or, 80 years old, you could slip right into and enter a Bassmaster tournament. And, if your goal is to qualify for the Elite Series or qualify for the Bassmaster Classic, you could hop right in and work to qualify for that goal. So for the future of the sport, we've been hearing a lot about it lately, and we just love the fact that Bass has got a platform for each and every skill level. Trey fishes the Bassmaster Opens, and she's hoping to qualify for the Bassmaster Elite Series, where I'm currently fishing. And wouldn't that be something if she qualified for the Elite Series and we attacked it as a team there? That would be really cool. So
you're ahead of me now because I was going to ask her about that. We're thinking on the same line, and that's scary. When you get to that. And Trey, talk about that. Chris, the loyalty to Bass, I can see it's in y'all's blood and everything. And the goal for you, as you go into this season, is you still want to make that classic, don't you?
Definitely, both of us want to make the classic. Chris, that's always his goal.
Yes.
Every season is to make the classic. And then for me as a female, they've had a couple of women fish Palm Martin Wells.
Yes.
But they qualified through the Women's Bass Tour, so there hasn't been a woman who's won an Open yet. So that's always a goal of mine is to win an Open. But more importantly, for me, I just want to focus on qualifying for the Elites. And if you get a win, that's just kind of like a cherry on top because then it qualifies you for the Classic.
Well,
Trey, I have to ask you, are you feeling good now, ready to go this season? I know last year you ran into a little bit of a problem, but
talk about that.
Health-wise, but I'll assume that you're 100% now, right?
I'm close. I'm 3 surgeries in, and I had 3 surgeries over the past 12 months, all pretty big ones, but I'm feeling probably the best I've felt in 5 years right now. So that's
great.
That's the good thing. I'm excited, to have a year where I'm just focusing on fishing and not wondering, when can I, grab the Advil bottle or, taking a breather. So
2019, that's what and I appreciate Ron bringing that up because I know you love the sport and you're a battler, and I got to ask you before we let you guys go, Chris, when you look at what she went through, your wife went through this past year, you had to be a supporter of her in this comeback.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, she's battled she played sports all through, her childhood, high school, college, and volleyball. And, so some of her old injuries are kind of coming back to haunt her. But she's a fighter, man. It's crazy to see that, for one, you see some of these older guys on tour, they get up at the crack of dawn and fish all the way till the sun goes down.
Yeah.
And it's no longer, the competition's so fierce, it's no longer in a weak man's or an old man's, tournament circuit, but the Elite Series and the Opens. And to see Trey, get up at the crack of dawn and stay on the water for 12, 13, 14 hours a day in the summertime, that's just unbelievable. And I just don't see, a lot of, wives that are willing, or girlfriends that are willing to commit the time and get it done right. So, when I met her, that's the first, one of the first points she made, hey, I'm fishing the Opens. I'd like to qualify for the Elite, and I want to do it the right way.
And she's doing it.
The right way is the exact same way I got there and every other guy got there. And that's just putting in the hard work and understanding what the fish are doing that day. And before you know it, you understand what the fish are doing all year long, and you're qualified. So that's her goal, and to see her stepping out every single morning and starting up her truck and hitching on the boat.
There you go. That's special. It. Yeah. Well, I know me and Ron both wish y'all nothing but success and trait for sure. 2019, we hope it's great for both of y'all. I know that Chris, I think you've been in 3 or 4 classics. I can't remember how many, but you've had that experience before, so it's great to see you two offer to give of your time and yourself to put on this sweepstakes. And folks, I think it's on the BASS webpage. I'm not really for sure. Is that right, Chris? I mean, they can go. It is.
Yeah, you don't have to scroll down very far, but on the homepage, scroll down maybe half the way.
Good.
And you'll
Okay.
see the banner down there.
All right.
It's like I said, it's really easy. Just click on it, enter your information, completely free to enter, and it's a $52,500 prize package.
All right.
You cannot go wrong.
Well, I don't know how many times you can enter, but Ron's already broke the record, so don't worry about that. I know that. Hey, guys, thank you all both. And, Ron, thank you for taking time. A bonus one.
Thank you, guys. And we will see you guys down the road this year.
Yep, he'll be there.
Ron, Larry.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Trey. Okay. All right, we'll talk to y'all. Right. Happy New Year. All right.
You too.
Okay, let's take a break, come back, and wrap up today's show. And it's time for Charlie Covington to get really close to that serious talk that I can't wait to hear. You haven't forgotten that?
No, not at all.
Okay, I want to make sure. We'll be right back.